Oswald. It seems so good to have you home.
Well, I'm rather glad to be here on the old ranch, Ma.
I'll have you understand, Oswald Hoffmeister, this is not an old ranch. In fact, it's the most up-to-date ranch in Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Oh, I didn't mean it that way, Pa. Even in the week I've been here, I can see how up-to-date everything is.
Where's your sister, Oswald?
I don't know. She's around somewhere.
Annie! Oh, Annie! Oh, that child is always late for dinner. Annie! Come to dinner. All right, Ma. I'm coming.
Boy, is this good beef stew or is this good beef stew?
Land sakes alive. Will you please speak English, Oswald?
Oh, that's good English, Ma. That's fine English.
I never heard such language, Oswald. Ever since you've been home, you've talked gibberish.
Well, Jimmy and Bob talk that way, Ma, and they're swell guys.
Jimmy and Bob. Jimmy and Bob. Will I ever hear the end of Jimmy and Bob?
Oh, you should ought to meet Jimmy and Bob, Ma. You'd like them.
I certainly would like to meet Jimmy and Bob. And the first thing I'd tell them would be, stop murdering the King's English.
What about this Jimmy and Bob, Oswald?
Well, Dad, they're a couple of swell guys that I met.
Guys. Swell guys. There you go again.
All right, Ma. They're a couple of nice fellas that I met in Steubenville, Ohio. And they're traveling around the country surveying gas stations.
Gas stations. Well, of all the things to travel around the country to look at.
Well, Ma, you don't understand.
Now, Martha, let Oswald tell you.
I certainly don't understand.
They're selling tire pullers to make money.
And what, may I ask, are tire pullers?
Well, Ma, they're gadgets that are used to pull off tires.
Certainly, Martha. Don't you understand? Gadgets.
Gadgets. Well, I declare, I certainly don't understand two men driving around the country selling gadgets to pull off tires. And Herman Hoffmeister, I think you're as bad as your son Oswald.
But, Martha...
Herman, you were just as bad as Oswald when you were young.
What do you mean, Ma?
I mean that if I hadn't taken your father in hand and married him, he'd probably have been traveling around the country getting himself in trouble.
Oh, now, Martha.
Now, Martha, nothing. I never saw such a family for the wanderlust as the Hoffmeisters.
Oh, Ma.
If I hadn't written to you at that place in Missouri, what was it? Yes, the Ozarks, you probably never would have come home.
Well, the boy's young. He's got to get around and see the world.
Well, don't you think I ever get lonesome for the sight of my son? Certainly, Herman. He can earn his living here on the ranch.
Listen, Ma. In Claremore, Oklahoma, I won a pie-eating contest.
A pie-eating contest? Land sakes alive. First it's selling gadgets. Then it's winning pie-eating contests.
Yeah, but I licked the champion eater of Oklahoma, Ma.
And you also probably got indigestion.
No, I didn't, Ma. I got $10.
Well, you'd get a lot more if you settled down here on your father's ranch and tended the cattle.
I think, Oswald, your mother is right.
Well, the ranch does look pretty good to me now, but you know how I dislike work.
I'll never forget it.
See here, son. You've been away from home, let me see, just 7 months yesterday. Your mother and I knew you'd never be content until you had done a little adventuring around the country. So we didn't argue with you.
But Ma said in her letter to come home. She was lonesome. So here I am, but I don't feel able to work.
Of course, not right now. We can talk about that later on. Oh, Mom! Oh, Mom! Well, it's about time you came to the dinner table. Am I crisp? There you are, Oswald. You even got your 10-year-old sister talking that way.
Well, can I help it if this dumb sister of mine imitates everything I say?
What are you crisp about, Annie?
That first Eddie Smith punched me in the nose and said, "How do you like them apples?"
There now. It seems to be getting worse and worse. I hope you behaved like a lady, Annie.
Well, I just up to him and punched him back.
One thing about Annie, she certainly learns fast when Oswald's around.
She certainly does, Pa.
I certainly do. And I want to meet Jimmy and Bob. They talk swell.
Yes, and the first thing you know, all of Santa Fe will be talking swell. First Oswald, then Annie, and now even little Eddie Smith. How do you like them apples? Such talk, such talk.
Well, Martha, let's forget it. And hand Oswald the beef stew.
Yeah, Ma, I certainly could go for another plate of that stew.
Well, before you go far, another plate of this stew. Will you tell me where you got that hideous vest you're wearing?
The what? What's hideous?
The vest. V-E-S-T. Vest.
Oh, this vest. Why, it's mine.
Did you buy a new suit while you were away?
No.
Then where did you get that vest?
Well, what do you know about that? This is Jimmy's vest.
First you used Jimmy's language, and now you're wearing his vest.
Well, wait a minute.
What's the matter now?
What's this? Here in the pocket. Oh, the option. Here it is in Jimmy's vest.
Herman, there he goes again, talking gibberish.
What option, son? What option?
Well, Jimmy and Bob's option for the gas station. I've got to find them.
What in the world are you talking about?
I'm talking about the option to a gas station in Elizabeth, New Jersey that Jimmy carried in this vest. And I've got to get it to them.
Maybe the boy's right, Martha. Options are sometimes pretty valuable things.
Well, this option means their entire future, Ma, and they're very good friends of mine.
I still don't care for their language.
Maybe you'd better send it to them by airmail.
Be quiet, Annie. You've talked too much already.
Am I crisp?
You'll be crisp if I get after you.
Listen, Ma, I'll read some of this option, and you'll see how important it is.
All right, son. Read it.
Know all men by these presents that for and in consideration of the sum of $1 U.S. gold coin, it is hereby agreed between John W. Frost, party of the first part, and James Gleason and Robert Armstrong, parties of the second part, that the party of the first part agrees to sell corner lot number 6 in tract 22 of Harper District for $2,000 cash on or before 1 year from date of this option. See, Ma? Is that important or is that important?
Well, it does sound sort of important, doesn't it, Herman?
Yes, it does. Well, son, how much money have they saved?
Well, the last time I saw them, they'd sent $800 back to Bob's grandmother.
Well, that's quite a ways from 2,000, isn't it?
Yeah, but don't worry about Jimmy and Bob. They'll get it. See, wait a minute. Listen to the rest of this option. It is agreed that the parties of the second part shall not involve themselves in any scandal, morally or financially.
Now, that's a good clause. I like that.
If they work hard, they won't have time for any scandal.
Then it tells about selling the Frost tire pullers and... Wait a minute. Here's the real important part. This is important to Bob.
All right, read it and then finish your dinner.
All right. It is further understood that if the parties of the second part furnish sufficient proof of their business ability and $2,000 in cash, the party of the first part will remove his objections to the suit of Bob Armstrong for the hand of his daughter, known in these presents as Elizabeth X. Frost.
And in what way are you connected with this option?
Oh, not at all. No, but they're going to give me a job pumping gas at $35 a week.
You'd rather do that than to work on this ranch with the idea that someday it'll belong to you and Annie.
I don't want this old ranch. I want a new pony.
I'm talking to Oswald, Annie.
Well, I don't know.
Oh, by the way, Oswald, how are you going to find those boys?
Well, I don't know, Ma, but it's got to be done. It's got to be done.
Son, all my life I've worked hard, never wasted a minute. I've been so busy I've neglected to discipline you properly. From now on, it will be different. I'll only say this once, and I don't want you to forget a single word of it. You're going to stay right here on this ranch and work for your father, and we'll have no more idiotic venturing around the country.
That's right, Herman.
Mom, can I have a pony?
No, you're too young.
Am I crisp?
Yeah, and am I crisp?